Hello, hello, and welcome back to the channel. As most of you know, I'm Topher, and for those of you who don't know and just randomly decided to click on my video, welcome to the channel. I'm Topher. Thank you for stopping by. So we're here to do a reaction, and we're diving back into the weird director who buys me dinner. We're diving to episode 2. If you saw my reaction to episode 1, then you know why all of this is happening, and I've got 25 minutes left on the timer on the oven. But, you know, if I'm run over a little bit, it won't kill anything, because again, it's just, we're just dehydrating some stuff in there, so it can sit there for a couple extra minutes. But we are going to just dive into the next episode, because the first episode left me in a place that was just disrespectful. That is not where the episode was supposed to end. I needed more. So we're going to just dive in and hopefully get some more, and just see where the things go. Okay, so I like that we didn't spend 3 or 4 episodes just like beating around the bush and like, oh hey, there's this secret, I need to date you, but I'm not gonna tell you why. No. Like, no. They're like, look, we got 10 episodes and each episode's like 5 minutes long. We ain't got time to start beating around the bush for and have misunderstandings for like 6 episodes right now. Hey, I need to date you because we've been cursed by God. You keep dying, I keep staying alive or reincarnating, however we want to talk about it. You keep reincarnating, I keep staying alive, and I need you I need to fall in love with you to break this damn curse. It almost kind of reminds me of like the Seven Deadly Sins anime, the curse between Liz and Meliodas, but a little bit in reverse, a little bit kind of ish. But I like that we were just honest and straightforward, like, hey, I need to date you so that I can fall in love with you. And then I also love Dongbek's reaction, like, why do I have to be involved? If you need to fall in love, why do I gotta be involved? Can't you just fall in love without me? And he's like, well, maybe, I don't know, but like, I feel like you should be in love too. And I'm like, yeah, if I had my choice, if I had to fall in love with somebody, I would like them to also fall in love with me in return. That would just like make my heart feel good and stuff. But yes, cute. But before we got to that, well, no, we got that straightforward honesty, and Dongbek wasn't believing a damn thing. It's like, okay, this man is crazy. This man is psycho. I gotta go. I got to go. But then he wakes up in the middle of the night. Well, first he sees a heart-shaped mole. And he's like, how did he know? What kind of witchcraft and chicanery? And then he wakes up the next morning from a nightmare or like a past memory of him getting shot with an arrow, which again I believe is a past memory. It could be just a nightmare or something that whoever's up there is out here playing some tricks and shenanigans. I feel like it's probably just like a past life memory of probably when he died. You know, he got shot in the chest. So he woke up and he's got this pain. He's like, I've been feeling this pain ever since, blah blah blah. And Mrs. Sexy Director Man's like, okay, here, let me look at it. Then he starts undressing, like, baby, ask for permission first. Like, yes, I understand that you have some sort of like past experience with him, some sort of past life connection, but he does not remember this past life connection. So you got to ask his permission before you just dive down his shirt, baby. You got to ask his permission before you just start putting your lips on things. You gotta at least let him know why you're putting your lips on him. You can't just press up on him like this, baby. I understand that you're doing these things to help him, you know, alleviate him of this pain, but he does not know that. So as the person without all of the info, I need you to tell me it's like when you go to a doctor's office and, you know, the doctor, you know, a physical or checkup, they're not just gonna, you know, just start grabbing your junk and like, hey, blah blah blah. They're gonna let you know, okay, now we're gonna check for this, now we're gonna check for this, I'm gonna do this, blah blah blah. We're letting the patient know along the way. Same kind of thing. Let the poor sweet little baby know what you're doing and why you're doing it. Don't just jump in because you feel like you got some sort of past life claim with him. Okay, you might have been on that relationship level at some point in life, but right now y'all aren't on that relationship level anymore. So you gotta work your way up there. But anywho, he unbuttons him and he starts going to town, starts kissing the chesticles. I'm like, oh Lord Jesus. And he's like, girl, why are you kissing me? And he's like, I'm sorry, blah blah blah. And then he comes back from some more kisses, and then he pushes him away like, bye. And then, you know, he starts getting dressed, going back out to his desk, and he's like, huh, why doesn't it hurt anymore? Interesting. Curious. So that's when he started to become a believer. Like, okay, I guess everything that this guy was telling me is true. There is some sort of curse, and we've got to break this curse, otherwise I might die. We both might die. Well, apparently I don't know if the director guy is going to die because he's been living for this long, but I might die, which, you know, as a human, it's just, that's the nature of the beast. You're going to go at some point, but, you know, might die sooner than he had anticipated. So it's like, okay, fine, we'll date. So they had dinner every night for the last week, and it's like, oh goodness, they're dating under obligation, not so much out of like romance and interest. So it's like, it's not the romantic start you'd hope for the relationship, but I'm optimistic by the time we get to the end of the series, we're gonna have built up something, you know, a little bit more tangible, or just a little bit stronger than obligation as to a reason why they're staying together. But for right now, they're together out of obligation. Dongbek feels like he needs to be in this relationship in order to stay alive, to break this curse. The other guy feels like he wants to break this curse too. So he's like, okay, we're gonna date, and eventually I'm just gonna fall in love. And I'm like, okay, easier said than done. if it were that easy to control who you fall in love with, blah blah blah, then long ass conversation. We ain't got time for all that. But yes, easier said than done. So we're dating out of obligation, and it's keeping whatever the painful symptoms he was feeling at bay, but it's not, you can clearly see, like, they're not in love. The curse ain't gonna be broken at this rate. So poor Dongbek is out here just drinking his sorrows away, and drinking a little too much, passes out. We take him back to the apartment, and then we wake up to the scene that initially introduced me to the series, where I was like, okay, this looks cute, this looks interesting, let me see what's going on here, let me get context. And it feels much better in context too. But you know, he woke up the next morning, and you know, his hands would go in places like it's like, oh, this is nice, this is nipple, this feels nice. And then he opens his eyes and he's like, holy shit, it's this man. Ah, Lord, what are you doing in my bed? I'm like, babe, what you talking about in my bed? What are you doing? Where else am I supposed to sleep? You threw up on my bed, girl. What's wrong with you? Funny. And then also just like his initial, like, physically, like I said, I think in my reaction to the last episode, how, you know, it was interesting how when they were at the dinner and the boss was like, hey, you need to date me, and he's like, but I'm a man. Like, he was saying that more so to like ward off the boss, like, hey, do you like men? I'm a man, you realize that, right? Not so much that he wasn't interested in men, and we haven't got any confirmation one way or the other, but obviously there is some level of like just science, chemistry, physical attraction to this beautiful man, which is understandable to me, because he got all touchy feeling, and he saw him, and he's like, and then he woke up and he's like, oh my. But also first thing in the morning, it's got a mind of its own, so it was probably already standing up at attention regardless, but you know, whatever. Still cute. There is some level of physical attraction there, and we did get that nice little sweet moment in the elevator when he was passed out, when head went to the shoulder, and you could see, what is the boss's name? Because I keep just calling him Director Man, because I don't know if they've actually said his, like, they might have said his name once. You damn is right, let me tell you. But you know, we could see in Dam's face where he's like, okay, this guy might be something. I might be able to make this work. Like, it was just a nice little moment of like softening that relationship a little bit. But I do have one question, because we've already established that it is Dam's goal to break this curse by falling in love with Dongbek. So he needs to fall in love with him. But he remembers everything. Like, he's been alive for 300 years. He's got all of these memories in him. He's not forgotten a damn thing. I'm curious like why he isn't already in love with him. Like, why do I need to fall in love with him to break this curse? Like, were we not already lovers? Like, because he knew about the heart-shaped mole or whatever, but I guess you didn't have to be lovers to know that. But like at first when I came into it, I was under the impression that they were past lovers and they were reuniting. But if that were the case, then he would already be in love with him and the curse would be broken, right? So the fact that he has to fall in love with him tells me that he's not already in love with him, tells me that he's not been in love with him in the past. They know each other for some reason in the past. I don't know what the nature of the relationship is now, and now I have more questions. Now I'm confusion, but that's okay, because I'm very curious to see where it goes. But yeah, it's just not what I initially thought we were coming into. I thought we were coming into, okay, past romance that's being rekindled for the sake of, you know, breaking this curse. But now it's like, I'm thinking out loud, no, if he was already in love in the past, I'm not gonna, well, he might have fallen out of love or something like that, but I feel like it's not that. I feel like it would be, we wouldn't go that route. So if he has to fall in love, that tells me that he's not in love with him now. He wasn't in love with him in the past, potentially. So what was the nature of the relationship in the past? Were they just friends? Were they brothers? Were they going after the same girl or guy? Or like, what was the nature of the relationship, and why did Udam get this Beauty and the Beast style curse? If you learn to love, the curse will be broken. I don't know. But that hug there towards the end, Dongbek he's a sweet little cinnamon roll, and I feel like he is going to fall before he's gonna fall first. Like, we can already see him starting to feel some type of way in some instances. Like, certain things will happen and he'll like have some sort of like physical reaction, and like it's like, oh, what's going on here? Oh no, stop. So like we could see him getting these reactions more than we do Udam. So I could see sweet little cinnamon roll being the first one to catch feelings, but we need it to be the other way in order for this curse to be broken. But yeah, interesting. So I can already hear my oven timer going off. It's been going off for like the last 5 minutes or so. So I'm gonna wrap this up so I can go flip the stuff, and maybe I'll dive into another episode. Maybe we'll just have to wait and see. If I'm still wearing my apron come episode 3, you know what happened. But I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, turn on notifications to be notified when all of my shenanigans get posted. If there's anything else you'd like me to react to, be sure to leave it down in the comments, and I'll get to it as soon as I possibly can. If you'd like to support the channel in other ways, you're more than welcome to join us over on Patreon. Don't have to, but you're more than welcome to if you want to. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Love ya. Mwah.